going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do the NFL Beast Week 14 picks, Beast picks predictions. And join me with the Pokemon card, the Reigning 48.
Going on, guys.
Alrighty. So last week, I actually got a big win here because a couple of wins. Even though the one that I lost was the best one that I lost, by the way, but I got 9-4. You got 7-6. So I'm only 2 games behind now.
Looks like I got to start figuring my shit out.
Yeah, you got the one right. The Colt one you got right. And then all the other ones that we picked against each other, I won. So, but again, we'll get to that game later, but I mean, Packers, man, they're looking good. We all thought it was going down, but that didn't happen. But anyways, so bye week teams, this is the last week. We had the Commanders, and who was the other team?
The Cardinals.
Yep, Commanders and the Cardinals. Speaking of which, with the Cardinals, because that was an upset where we both lost on that one. We have the team that lost to them, the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing the New England Patriots. It's in Pittsburgh.
Steelers are a 6-point favorite.
Steelers are a 6-point favorite, and it's on Amazon, and it's tomorrow. So where do you think this is right now? The Patriots losing 6-0 to Chargers in a horribly not memorable game, but then the Steelers got killed to the Cardinals. So where do you?
To be fair, I don't want to be someone who's making excuses for teams, but New England had all week going in with a starting quarterback. Pittsburgh was on pace to beat the piss out of Arizona and moving the ball well before losing Kenny Pickett early in that game.
Yeah,
I'm not.
They lost. What? Yeah, you lost the Kenny Pickett.
But they lost him in the first quarter. Like, it wasn't even like, they were getting blown out and then they lost him. Like, he was 7-10 for 73. He didn't have a bad start to the game. They were throwing the ball well, and then the offense just disappeared once Trubisky took over. Like they weren't running the same game. And I want to say that Najee Harris also got hurt going in. I think that's huge, is not having a full week to prepare of who's your starting offense. I'm going to say Pittsburgh gets it done here. It's going to be one of the most drab, boring Thursday night games of the year. I'm going to say Pittsburgh 17, New England 3.
Yeah. Now, I just want to make sure, too, because Trubisky is getting the start here, right?
Yes, because Kenny Pickett underwent surgery, and Najee Harris might also not play.
I heard it might be 2 to 4 weeks that he.
They haven't given a time frame from what I've heard, but yeah, it's a high ankle, and he had to get surgery for it, so it's probably going to be a bit of time.
Yeah. Now, despite Trubisky's struggles in that game when he came off the bench, New England. I mean, I don't know. Is it Zappy or is it Jones?
It could be you.
Could be me. Well,
it could be you.
Might be an upgrade.
You and your mittens.
But New England is just awful. I mean, they lost 6-0. I mean, the Chargers weren't even playing that good in that game, and they won that game.
I mean, to be fair, I think the Chargers are pretty damn bad too to only score 6 points.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, they could have won that game with 3 points, and that would have been the end of it. I mean, just imagine that right there. So yeah,
sounds like a Buffalo Bills Monday Night Football game circa 2008.
Yeah, it was just a bad game overall. And because of that, despite the Steelers having a backup quarterback, I think the Steelers should win this game. The Patriots got a lot of things to figure out, especially in the offseason. I'm going to say the Steelers win 13-3.
We're on the same boat. New England's not scoring more than a field goal.
Yeah, what was your score for this?
17-3.
17-3? Okay, yep. Yeah. I gave him at least a field goal. Give some decency there. All right, so now we're at the Sunday games. 1:00. We have the Houston Texans at the New York Jets.
The Texans are a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, Texans are looking solid. I mean, they beat the Broncos, so they're back in the strides. And again, they are a tough team that is rebuilding, but they are looking really good. And with that division the way it is, who knows? And we'll get to some of the stuff with Jacksonville soon. But Houston, going up against the Jets. Jets have a lot of problems, and it's beyond Aaron Rodgers being injured at this point. I think the Houston Texans get it done, and I think they're going to win 21 to 6. I don't think the Jets really do that much. Texans aren't going to score that much, but I still think they win because the Jets just suck.
So I'm actually going to go against all my moral beings here, and I'm going to say the Jets get the upset.
Really?
There's a big reason here. First and foremost, the Jets have continued to be lights out against perimeter receivers. Not only is that an issue, but the Texans just lost one of their best young receivers for the year. Tank Dell is done. I think it's going to be a shot in the arm that Aaron Rodgers is expected to be back on the sideline for this game, and they're trying to coerce Zach Wilson back in. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. I'm going to say 14-10 Jets.
And they're also starting someone on the practice squad because they got rid of Tim Boyles.
No, they're trying to get Zach Wilson to start again.
Oh, they want him to start? Because
they asked him to come back in, and he pretty much said, why should I?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he's going to get released probably next year anyway.
But I mean, the team has continued to try to bury him, and then you see another quarterback goes in, and clearly it's not just Zach Wilson. There's no help offensively on that team.
Yeah, Jets got a lot of problems, and and that's the thing too. Aaron Rodgers is going to obviously probably come back next year. I would think, because I don't think he wants to end his career with that taste in his mouth of missing almost the whole. Well, we assume he's missing the rest of the season. I mean, he might say he's coming back the last 2 weeks, but I think that's kind of pointless since they're probably not going to be in the playoffs. But if he's coming back next season, I'm telling you right now, Aaron Rodgers is going to want them to get like that offensive line figured out, because that's their biggest problem is the offensive line.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know what their salary cap's going to be, but that's something they really need to really invest in on free agency or the draft.
Yeah, it's they got to figure something out and fast, because that team can't keep any quarterback standing upright.
So yeah, anyways, yeah, so next we got the next 1:00 game. We have the LA Rams against or at the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore's a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, Ravens right now
are the number 1 seed.
They're number 1 seed, and I right now, unless something happens, I mean, with all these quarterbacks going down, who the hell knows at this point? But assuming everything goes right for the Ravens here, they probably are going to get that number 1 seed. The way I'm looking at it right now, at least, unless something changes. The Rams looked good against the Browns. But I'm gonna say a solid pick here. I'm gonna say Baltimore wins it. I'm gonna it's gonna be a close one. I think it is gonna be 27-24. I think the Ravens get it done. I think it will be a close one, but I think the Ravens get it done here.
I'm in the same boat, and I think it's gonna be less lower scoring than that. I think it's gonna be a very close game, but Baltimore does eke it out. I'm gonna say 17-14 Ravens.
Okay. 17-14. This is 10-point less, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, all right. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints.
The Saints are a 5-point favorite.
Yes. Yeah. Man, with the Carolina Panthers, man, they just, Panthers, man, they're just throwing things away at this point. I just
they
don't
suck.
Know. Well, yeah, they suck, but they're just throwing things away at this point. The owner, it's just he's just cleaning everything right now at this point. Yeah, I can't see them winning here. I'm gonna give it to New Orleans Saints. As much as the Saints are struggling, they should not lose to the Panthers. It's gonna be 17-6 Saints.
No, I'm on the same team you are here. To be fair, the Saints actually looked pretty good last week with a backup quarterback by the name of Jameis Winston against the Lions. They did hold closer than I expected them to, and that's with pretty much an entire backup offense, because they're missing. I want to say Chris Olave went down with a concussion. Rashid Shaheed missed the game, and Michael Thomas is on the IR. So they don't have anything right now. That being said, the Carolina Panthers' biggest weakness is the running back. Alvin Kamara is going to have a day. I'm going to say New Orleans 31, Carolina to 7.
All right. All right. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Cincinnati Bengals. Who's the favorite here?
Colts are a 1-point favorite.
Interesting. I mean, well, they don't have Burrow right now, so I guess it's not surprising. But I don't know.
And let's be fair, if you want to question about, well, they lost, they knocked off the Jags. They knocked off the Jags without Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence got injured in that game, unfortunately. And do we even know Lawrence's status? He's gone for the season.
He's going to test it, is exactly what I've seen.
So he might still play next week, or is it just going to be like the next week after that?
It's completely going to be up to when if he's good to go, he's going to play this week.
Okay. All right. But anyways, the Bengals have a better overall team than the Colts. They both have backup quarterbacks on this thing. So I'm just gonna go with the safer pick and just say the Bengals win here. I'm gonna say it is 20-13.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I'm gonna go with what I think is the safer pick, the team with the better running back duo / the better fantasy running back this year. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna say 31-27. Indy gets this win.
All right. Next we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons.
The Falcons are a 1.5-point favorite.
Oh, we got another pick 'em here. Division rivalry. Quarterback again. Starting quarterbacks, but really not really great quarterbacks.
Here, Frank. Starting quarterbacks.
I think Baker's an okay one. Not obviously a great one, but I think he's better than the one they have in Atlanta. So I'm gonna just say Tampa wins. Again, I'm not very confident on the score being blowout, so I'm gonna say it's gonna probably be like 20-17. Tampa Bay.
So I'm out here trying to think about who has the worst part defensively, and I'm gonna say Atlanta wins. And I only say that because Atlanta runs one of the weirdest offenses I've ever seen. They run a lot of 12 personnel, but that means they rotate the receivers so they're fresh through on the outside. Tampa's one of the worst teams in the league against covering the outside receivers. They're not going to need a whole bunch from Bijan Robinson this week. I'm going to say that Atlanta gets it done 27-20 Falcons.
Okay. All right, next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cleveland Browns.
The Browns are the favorite.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because Trevor Lawrence probably not going to play, at least not this week. I don't think he will play. I mean, we don't know the official report, but I think he's going to sit out this game and then maybe test it next week. That's just the odds of what I'm thinking based on what that injury looked like. That injury looked really serious. So that's, I think they're going to be more precaution, especially you're going up against a really good defense. I mean, this is like a stacked defense they're going up against.
And to be fair, they are getting their best cornerback back.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it really worth the risk if he's not a wholly 100% going into this game?
To be also pretty fair, CJ Beathard threw the ball very well against a depleted Bengals defense last week. I guess my biggest question on these two teams is who's starting for Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, Cleveland had Joe Flacco playing. I don't know if he's playing again this week.
They only had Joe Flacco playing because DTR didn't clear concussion protocol.
Yeah, but Flacco played pretty good until the end. He threw that interception at the end, but he actually had a solid game for not playing an entire season.
I'm going to say the Browns win, and that's only in the scenario that DTR starts. It's a low game, 14-10 Browns if DTR is the starter.
I'm also going to say the Cleveland Browns win. I'm going to put it at 17-10. I'm going to say it's a touchdown game. I think the Browns win. I think the defense holds up, especially since I think they're not going to have Trevor Lawrence play this game. Even if he does clear, if he's not 100%, I don't think they're going to have him play against that defense and make it worse for him with that injury. So yeah, I'm going with the Browns here.
Next game.
Yes. Next, we have the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears.
Detroit's Detroit's only a 3.5 point favorite.
But you're like disgusted by that. It seems like
I'm kind of shocked by that. And I
um,
like what's weird is like going into this season, I was a huge Bears supporter, but like it's not like they've had a statement win. It's not like they beat the Vikings 12-10. Like I
the
would
backup
not
quarterback.
put them on the same level of within a touchdown of Detroit here.
Yeah. Um, I do think Detroit wins. I don't see the Bears winning. The Bears are not a good team, and they have a lot of problems. And the Lions are very competitive with a lot of these teams, even if they're close. Even when we played them and beat them a couple weeks ago, the Lions never stopped quitting. The game went down to a touchdown. So I don't think the Lions are going to lose to a team that to me is shit. So I'm going to say it is 27-10.
I think it makes a little more sense. I did just realize that the Bears were a lot closer in their last game with the Lions, but still, I don't think it matters. I think Detroit realizes that they need to wake up. I think their defense is going to get hungry. I'm going to say Detroit pulls this one off 35-17.
Okay. Next, we have the first 405 game. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers.
The Niners are a 10.5 point favorite.
As they should be. The 49ers got a statement win against the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't think it's the correct statement. I think you should just say the 49ers. We can swear on the show, right?
They demolished them.
We can swear on the show?
Depends on certain words because YouTube.
I'll hold my statement until after then.
Okay.
It was not going to be a child-friendly statement.
YouTube, it's the problem with this YouTube. They censor certain words when you monetize stuff.
I'll just be quiet then.
Okay. Anyways, so 10-point favorites, 49ers should be. San Francisco right now put themselves in position to get the first round or get the number 1 seed with the win against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. And they got to keep going, obviously. Seattle obviously is competitive, but they're still a 500 team. San Francisco is more poised right now. Brock Purdy is playing superb right now. I'm gonna say it's in San Francisco anyway, so I'm gonna say got 28-14. I'm gonna say San Francisco wins big.
So I don't even think so. I guess my biggest thing here, looking at it, if I had to tell bettors, if you're a bettor watching the show and you need a line, I would take Seattle in the points. We saw them hang with and beat the points against Dallas. Yes, they got routed by San Fran, but to be fair, that's a holiday game. I think that's a little bit of everything can happen. This team knows they have to show up, and the offense is firing on all cylinders. And the fact that they're firing as well as they are without really having a starting running back is kind of important. That might bode well in their favor here. San Fran's allowed a lot of yards in the air. They're the best team in the league against the run. So maybe it's going to force Seattle's hand and make them be a passing team. I'm going to say 31-28 Niners, but okay. Seattle covers the spread.
Okay. All right. Next 405 game, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Finally, the return of Justin Jefferson. Fantasy owners, if you have him, you're rejoicing with me. I understand it.
And so who's the favorites?
The Vikings are a 3-point favorite.
I think this one can go either way. The Vikings, the quarterback's kind of in and out right now that they have.
That's Raiders, a burger chain.
Yeah, Raiders, again, in or out at this point. You don't know what you're getting. I'm going to just say the Vikings win. I'm going to say it is 17-14. to. I'm gonna say 17-16. I'm gonna say it's a 1-point game. Vikings.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here.
What?
1 week removed from the IR, coming off an injury. The Vikings win 28-14, and Justin Jefferson has 3 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
That's a real bold prediction. But you know what? If you played 3 touchdowns for somebody on a parlay, that would pay you $200 on a $10 bet. So maybe worth your bet. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a day.
All righty. Next 425 game. Denver Broncos at the LA Chargers.
You're doing this to me on purpose, aren't you?
No, this is the order.
How do you draw? Wait, there's 2 Monday nighters?
There is? I guess so.
I like that we both just found that out on the air. I'm like, how do you draw back-to-back big primetime games? Denver, LA, Chargers are 3-point favorite. I'm going to just crack the nut
Wait,
here.
the Chargers are the 3-point favorites?
Right? They don't have a home fan base. They couldn't score more than 6 points to the Patriots. I'm going to crack the nut right here. Russell Wilson's going to score more points by himself than he has bathrooms in his house. Denver's going to rout the Chargers. I've lost all faith. Fire that lazy-ass coach. Brandon Staley, you're a bum. Your defense is piss poor. Justin Herbert deserves better. Frank, you know Gary, right?
Yeah.
I said to Gary the other day, and I feel bad, but at this point in his career, Justin Herbert is Matt Ryan. He's a guy who's got a lot of stats and nothing much more to show for it. I'm going to say
Matt Ryan was good. Matt Ryan was a good quarterback, though.
But he never had. He had what, a couple playoff appearances and nothing more.
Oh, he had a few playoff appearances. He was the league MVP.
But he led them to a Super Bowl, and they didn't win.
Well, yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
Blame that on Matt, though. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying is it's going to be that career where it's like, oh, he's talented, but there's never he's talented and he was a winner. He's talented and he always killed the stats. He puts points up, but I'm saying
Justin Herbert, the biggest issue will be is he's with the Chargers. I mean, look at Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers suffered through the Chargers and
Dan Fouts.
Yeah, it's all those quarterbacks
and Drew Brees.
It just had Drew Brees got to New Orleans and won a Super Bowl. So
I'm going to say it right now, the Broncos rout the Chargers. I'm going to say 35-10. I really am. And I have not been this confident in Denver all season. I just have no confidence in the Chargers.
You pleased our Denver Bronco fan for right now.
I got you, my guy.
But anyways, I'm also gonna say the Broncos are gonna win here.
You also pleased our guy.
Yeah, he'll be commenting here. He'll be happy to see that. Other Kyle.
Great name.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think the Denver Broncos are gonna win. Chargers inconsistent all year. I mean, I know there's been a lot of games that they have been in that were close, but that game against New England was horrendous. The Broncos, lost last week, but they lost against a really competitive Houston team that are really trying to find themselves. And it was a close game. It wasn't like it was a give me for Houston. So
listen, can I say one thing since we already moved on from Houston real quick?
Yeah.
D'Amico, however we pronounce his first name, might be a defensive head coach, but he reminds me of Dan Campbell in a way that he is getting every one of those players to leave everything on the field. And I think that's going to be Houston's go-to for the next couple of years. Is they might not win every game. They might have been the laughingstock for 3-4 years, but that team is damn well coached, and they have a very strong player base there.
Yep. But yeah, my point being with the Broncos, I do agree. I think the Broncos destroy the Chargers here. I think it is going to be I just can't see the Chargers winning. They're inconsistent. I don't know if Herbert's going to have a great career or not. I mean, he has the stats. I don't know about that, but I'm talking about this game right now. I think the Broncos win. I think it is like 27-13.
The problem with it sucks because Justin Herbert, I want to like him, but you're like, what quarterback is he? Is he, what is he, Mark Bulger? Is he Jake Delhomme? He was talented, but he never hit the peak. You don't want to call him Eli Manning. Okay,
Eli
could be
Manning won 2 Super Bowls.
careless gunslinger, but guess what? Eli won Super Bowls.
Yeah, he
Like,
won Super Bowl. So I mean, so you know. But yeah, I got the Broncos. Next we have the 425 game, the last one, which is the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs.
you're gonna make me have an aneurysm, aren't you?
It's just the order.
The Chiefs are a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah,
As
that
they
makes
should
sense.
be. It's an Arrowhead. If they weren't the favorite, we'd have problems.
We exposed them last week.
You did, but here's the here. Okay,
We came on here, as well as every analyst that was predicting that game last week, had Kansas City winning easily or just having them win. And the Packers came in there. They balled. They balled from start to finish, and they stuck it to Kansas City. And you know what? The remaining of our schedule are teams that are either at 500 or under 500. So that's good for us.
listen. As a Bills fan, I think the biggest thing I did not want to see happen last week was you knock them off. I know I'd love to. I'd love to see them lose, but we are a team with our backs against the wall, and if you don't perform and win this game, you are screwed. Now we are going into Arrowhead with an angry fan base, with an angry team, with maybe Taylor Swift there. Who knows?
I didn't see her at Lambeau.
She was there. She was there.
Didn't show her though.
Oh, there are pictures of her arriving. I don't know who would go to Lambeau. It's a garbage landfill.
I don't think they really showed her on the broadcast though.
I think you mispronounced the name of the stadium. I think it's Lamphil Stadium, not Lambeau Stadium.
Hey, it's Lambeau.
It's landfill.
Don't be disrespecting Carl Lambeau. Come on now. He's the
Listen,
founder of our team.
This is my final stance. If they lose, you're not hearing me pick them again the rest of the year. I have to go with the Bills. They have to play desperation football, because if they don't, they aren't playing any more football. If they don't, they get to week 17, they go home. They pick up their golf clubs, they're done for the season.
Well,
This is going to be the deciding game. They need to play inspired. I'm going to say Bills 35, Chiefs 28. Like, it's going to be a high score. It's going to be like that playoff game. Bills fans, get ready for heart palpitations. I don't even like talking about it. Like, this is the most physically uncomfortable I've been about a game since before they broke the drought. Like, I am sickened by this team right now.
Well, don't worry, because I got it much better for you. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to lose this game.
I called the Bills to win it, but
no. But I'm more confident that they're going to win than the Kansas City than you are right now. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win 31 to 21. I think there's going to be a much closer or much more gap than what you think. The last 2 times they've played in Arrowhead in the regular season, they beat them. In the regular season, the Bills, like you said, are going to be playing with more aggression. They're going to be playing more desperate. The Kansas City Chiefs, they, against the Green Bay Packers, my Green Bay Packers were exposed, and they really did not look like their team. Kelsey didn't really do that much.
to be fair,
receivers were not doing
to
that
be
much.
fair, your Packers are a very good team against opposing tight ends.
Yeah, but they didn't try to run the ball, which is really what surprised me.
Which is shocking. And
we're
like
bad,
they ran
we're bad at stopping the run.
They ran it efficiently, and then they just like took the ball away from it. It's, you gotta wonder what's going on in Kansas City, because it's not the same, but still, it's yes.
Yeah. So I think the Bills will win. I think the Bills, I get it, and they will get back to the stride that they need to get to. So yeah. Sunday Night Football, 8:20. Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. Really, all essential purposes is for their division right now at this point.
Ready to be shocked at who the favorite is?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
3.5 points.
Doesn't surprise me.
I think the reason that they're the favorite is because Philly's defense has looked weak and like viably weak.
It has. It has. And even when they won the last 2 weeks before they lost this past week, they didn't really look that good. I still can't believe the Bills didn't beat them. I thought the Bills were the better team against the Eagles. I thought
Listen,
the Chiefs were a better team than the Eagles were. Like
listen,
in the performances though were subpar with
it's
the
a
Eagles.
story for another day because if we got into this, we only have 8 minutes and 55 seconds left. And I don't have all day because I will go to bat and defend your Packers, which I don't get to do ever, and I never do that. Moral of the story here, this is two of America. And when we say America, we put it in quotes because it's two of Roger Goodell's favorite teams. There's going to be no favoritism. It's going to be the best team that wins. I think that Philadelphia ekes it out in a very, very tightly contested game. It's going to be probably the best Sunday night game of the year. 31-28 Eagles.
I'm going the other way. I think the Dallas Cowboys upset them. I think it's going to be 28-21. And the Cowboys have looked a lot better, and the Eagles really have not looked good, even though they beat the Bills and they beat the Chiefs. The last week, again, it really showed the flaws of their team, and that's what I saw in the games that they won the past couple of weeks. Their defenses are not looking good. The offense is looking pretty not as on par as it was early on, as well as last season. So I am going to say the Dallas Cowboys get it done 28-21.
Okay.
How about them Cowboys?
Never say that again.
Anyways, Monday Night Football. The first one, I guess they're at the same time. I don't know how they're nationally broadcasting both of them. One has to be on the other, and the other one has to be on the other. I don't know how that's working out. But anyways, my Green Bay Packers at the New York Giants.
Listen, Brian Daboll is a phenomenal head coach. And if there's one thing I know about him, it's that he's going to throw up all over himself in primetime, just like everybody else in Buffalo has tended to do. Packers 20, Giants 10.
You're saying Packers 20 and then Giants 10.
Yes.
Okay.
I know you're not used to hearing me pick the Packers.
Yeah. I think the Packers get it done. Obviously, I mean, I'm 0-3 the last 3 weeks when picking against the Packers.
That's why I almost picked the Bills to hope I could channel some Frank luck here.
But I see us winning this game. Jordan Love seems to be really hitting his stride. I'm still have a lot of concerns about him, especially in the clutch, especially in 2-minute drill situations. He took a sack that gave us a 10-yard loss. Our kicker still managed to kick the field goal with a 48-yarder, but that could have been devastating had he missed it, and he gave up those 10 yards on that sack. Got to throw that stuff away. Jordan Love in those situations does not seem to be really good. So that's something that we have to really clean up with Jordan Love. But he's starting to get his stride with Christian Watson. And the Giants are very inconsistent, so I definitely think we can win this game. I think it will be 23-10 Packers.
Okay.
The final Monday Night Football game is the Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins.
The biggest differential of the week, Miami's a 13-point favorite.
Yeah. I don't see how the Dolphins lose. It has to be something really weird happening on Monday Night Football for the Titans to win.
Listen, to be fair, a lot of people said that about Green Bay and Kansas City.
Yeah, but I just can't see it. I got to go with what I think. I'm going to say the Dolphins win 27-13.
Listen, I've got this vision. Derrick Henry runs for 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then I woke up and realized it's a dream. Unfortunately, it's the Miami Dolphins over the Titans. It's not even close. It's like 42-17. The Titans suck. Like, it's that simple.
Everyone's going to be tuning into the Packers game if it's that score.
I mean, if I care about either of these games, I'd be watching the Packers game before I'm watching the Dolphins game. Correct.
All right. So yeah, that is all the picks for this week. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Also, check out my sideshow that I do after every Green Bay Packers game, the Green Bay Packers Beast Recap Show. Also, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're watching on the website, you go the emulator and then just subscribe and the bell. And then, Kyle, you have your Scoopy.
Nikki two scoops might have some big news on the helm as well about our future of our show going forward. But we will work on that as we go. Big changes going to the Tiki Tribe within the next month or so. So that'll be some fun stuff. We'll be able to get some cool things happening there. Shout out our dude Kyle at Chicken Dippin' as well. Hit him up online, chickendippin.com or chicken_dippin on Instagram. Frank, what else you got? Or is that it?
I think that covers everything.
All right.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Keep watching us. Look out for the shorts. Because we'll be putting some shorts out as well. That's it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and he is the Reigning 48. We're out. Peace, everybody. See you next week.